April 9, 2023, Marcus Giavanni here, City and County of Denver, at City and County of Denver. Facebook handles by Marcus Giavanni. When you understand what the government does and how they do the things they do, I got a letter from the City and County of Denver City Attorney, and this is a different one. And she gave me the riot act on the City and County of Denver. They wanted me to make some changes and shut my company down, and eventually they're going to keep doing that because now they've established a corrupt judge in the Denver court system, and that's Andrew Luxon. And I don't know if he's corrupt or not, but that's what people are talking about now. And see, they don't know because they feel they're untouchable because the same people vote for the same thing, and they keep taking us down the darker road, the darker road. We have things going on around the United States that first time we've ever indicted a president. People hate this guy so much. Their family, they just want him gone. And there's another part that like him, and it's pissing off these other people that stopped paying attention a long time ago, and now they're saying, fuck. We seen what happened 30 years ago. Now we're 30 years ahead, and we're worse off. And when our allies see this, how can they trust the United States? Oh, okay, so you're telling us, government of the United States, that you're just fucking over your citizens and you won't fuck us over? I don't know, man. But right now I can't do anything about it because I was told once by an FBI agent that America's a big ship, the United States, and it steers from the back. And most of the agents and everybody at that time, and I know it's still real time, they don't have the best computers, the best hardware, the best software, because their bosses, nobody taught them, and the people that are advising them are so outdated because they have the same computers. It's just amazing how you can see little things that give a person like me the ability to look at these little things that allow us to talk to the mom and dad and say, look, this is, this is what you're seeing in the beginning. This is just the tip of the iceberg. What's going on in the back end is some trifling shit. And so here, I am Denver, Office of Storytelling. Storytelling of what? So here's the thing. Facebook, City and County of Denver government. No. City and County of Denver government's left open for the news media and everybody to be able to tag and tell their stories, okay? So when they sent me my letter in by mail, it wasn't indexed. It was indexed in the mail from where it came based off the equipment and their emails and all the things they did that I didn't know, all the work that took, all the people that talked about it, and they sent it to me. At the same address I've lived all the time. Nothing's changed. Everybody knows how to get a hold of me, but we don't know where any of those people really live. You ever go by any of the addresses they posted on their applications, and you can see like some politicians, you don't see any of their where they live, and rightly so. They gotta live in hiding, man. It's gonna get worse. You've seen what happened to our Supreme Court. Notice how that died off? You know why? Because the men in black showed up and all whispered in their ears, and they got the fuck out of there. You want to mess with the United States government, man? There's other organizations out there that are part of and you don't want them knocking on your door. On my door, there's a little note. Most people don't even see it. They don't even pay attention. Just like Kelly Bro and her people, they ripped my fucking screen on my window, on my security door. You know the only reason why I know is because all the other things that I have the bottom glass so they can just slip it in the back. Slip it right into the door, but they don't pay attention. So they thought it was funny to pull the screen because there was a tiny little tear where someone stuck their fucking business card in it. People know, and when you have a security screen in Denver, and you better have one, And you better have a lock, inside lock for that, and then have another lock. Because if it's po-po, there's nothing you can do. They're coming in, okay? Even though they don't have to tear your shit up or any of that. All they got to do is call the cell phone, do a reverse 911 and say, look, you need to bring yourself down to the police station. Because if you don't, then we're going to batter ram your house and we're going to piss off all your neighbors because you could have done the right thing and came and talked to us. But when you go talk to them, make sure you got a lawyer. Okay? You can go talk to them, but don't say nothing, because everything you say and do will be used against you, and then some. I wrote a book about it, racial profiling. I predicted in '93, when I was 30, and where we are now today, and everybody, oh, he doesn't have a high school diploma, he can't write, that book needs to be like, so jealous, so hateful, because they can't do. And that's the devil inside them, man. I don't got the devil inside me. Never had the devil inside me. Because if I was, I'd be just like them. So I don't need to hear it. Everybody's got enemies, man. Mine go around the block about 6 fucking times. But you know what? Real men that know how to battle, they just come talk to me. And they'll say, hey, man, why you don't even know me. Oh, dude, I know you now. You got balls coming to talk to me. I'll do whatever you want, man. What do you want me to do? Well, now I know I'm going to change, okay? Then I will take that stuff down. It just takes a phone call. I'm not here to hurt nobody. I'm here to just wake people up. That's why I call Ian Tafoya the troll bitch. Because he is. He don't know it. And he bloviated. He's probably home right now crying his fucking eyes out. He's probably thinking in his head, oh, everybody loves me, and it's the same fucking people that he had when he was right. He didn't even get up to $8,000. And he had a debate. I didn't have any debates. I didn't have nothing. They stripped me of that. They dehumanized me. And all the citizens of Denver, all the candidates watched it happen. None of them call me, hey, G, because they're all pussies. Every single one of them, man. And you can take that to your digital bank, because that's what's coming. All those people that ran, all those people that did the fair elections, Ian Tafoya, look how much money he got out of it. That went to go pay for fucking nothing. So the fair elections is going to be unfair to all those people that took it. And when you go look at the candidate list of the ones that took it and the ones that didn't, the ones that took it are going to get fucked. And I don't know if Mike Johnson took it. I know Kelly Bro took it. And she's about worthless, folks. She is worthless, man. She quit snowblowing, head blower there, okay? She worked her Kelly, and then she got a job. They don't tell you how she hooked up with Hickenlooper, okay? She quit the, hey, Kelly, where you going? You're the first woman snowblower. We can't have you leave, Kelly. Please stay. Don't leave, Kelly. You're the best woman snowblower in the fucking world. We're gonna build you a statue, Kelly, if you just stay. No, I gotta go. Hickenlooper wants me to go work for him. Later, can you give us a 2-week notice at least? Then she goes to work for Hickenlooper. Oh, look at Kelly. Kelly doesn't even have the courage to show her face as they keep regenerating the one that she was 30 at. Or maybe she was 20. I don't know. She has so many different looks, but that's the part of the shell game. And see, all these people have now been identified. There's not that many, folks. CBS, Facebook, all the manipulators of content, and people, I don't even use my Facebook. I haven't been on my Facebook for years, man. Nothing but trolls, and the friends I had, it's just that my friends I have don't have this stuff. They don't want it. Okay? And they live a perfect fucking life, man. They look good, they're healthy. They don't watch TV to get pre-programmed for all that fucking fluffy people trying to stuff fucking pills down our throat, and then we got to turn on the news and hear how the other cartels stuffing pills down our children's throat, and it's coming from China, and we're all fucking meh. And if you can't feel the waves of the implosion that's coming, we deserve it more than we ever realized. You know? So let's go back down. Denver decides. There I go, folks. I told you. Denver decides the elections. Here it is again. City and County of Denver. This should be the City and County of Denver. When you refer to the government, it's the City and County of Denver. I have a letter that'll show it. But see what they did when they tried to lecture me about the City and County of Denver. They're saying, yeah, you got to remove the City and County of Denver. You got to close your company. Wait a minute. My company ain't called the City and County of Denver, LLC. It's called City and County of Denver, LLC. And if you were smart enough and you knew what domains were, you guys should have had denver.gov. But no, you're denvergov.org, Denver Government Organization. Exactly what I said. And you guys decide Denver decides forums, debates, elections, candidates. I went to court for these people, man. I sued them. Paul Lopez, 2023 CV54. I wrote code in that law that they indexed. And if they don't want to index it, I already did. It just takes one. Bona fide, verified, not hearsay, not bullshit, not false accusation, not safe to tell, bullshit. And see, the good thing is that when you know all this should have been, they wouldn't have to put government. So what they did is when they did that now, because we have it in court and it doesn't take that long, there it is, Marcus Giovanni, I own this. That's Denver Westward. Wonder why they're there. That's because I haven't written this yet. See? So Denver City Council districts, that's me. That should be the Denver City Council districts, but there is no their Denver City Council districts. That was where they failed in the digital world to create one, but I did. To be run by the citizens of Denver. So that they all know what's going on in their little 11 districts. There it is. See, Denver Police Department? This should be called the Denver Police Department. That way you know. Because anybody can write Denver Police Department. That's not trademark. City and County of Denver is not even trademark. But their logo is, and a lot of people are using the logo that they're not allowed to use, but the city gives them a nod to use it. But that's because they don't understand what the value of a trademark is and how important our logo, our mark, our flag is to our city. Because they don't give a fuck about the United States flag, man. The only reason why they even have to hang it up there is because they have to. But they really don't. Not the people of Denver really don't want that, man. The ones that run the government. Then you have Ian Tafoya, Denver City Council District, the biggest troll of them all. Tony Pigford, another troll. See, these guys, Tony Pickford's probably crying next to his baby, and his wife's probably got them both in a little baby walkers. Believe me, I know these kind of guys, man. They're bullies, man. Tony Pigford, Ian Tafoya, bullies, and they try to pretend like, oh, everybody loves us, and they got spanked. Because for me, I didn't raise any fucking money. I didn't need to, because we already knew. My people, they didn't vote for me. So when people go, oh, he didn't get anybody to even write his name on it. Fuck. The ones that wrote my name on it, those are diehards. And they're protected in the digital world. Where all those other ones that voted for the current situation, the Mike Johnston and Kelly Bro. See, Mike Johnston's going to be the savior. And if he doesn't do it, he's going to get fucked worse than everything he was worried about, the mudslinging and all that, is going to be worse because he's not as pragmatic, even though he has all the credentials that I don't have, that Kelly doesn't have. We're not lawyers. In 2019, Penfield Tate thought he could just throw in his dad and throw in, oh, hey, I'm a black man with baseball. And people don't give a fuck about color, man. I want to tell people of color, I'm a person of color. It's just I stay out of the sun so I don't get darker because I know what it's like. And I'm never dark enough for any of the people that my bloodline is connected to. So I'm the albino, except the Jews. I'm the man with the tan. I'm the man with the olive skin. I get that from my Iberian roots, West Nigerian roots, and my Jewish roots. But most of all, I don't have red skin like I do now from damage, sun damage. See, I thought, oh shit, man. Anyways, I won't tell you, but I didn't use skin. I had beautiful skin, man. When I was everybody, a lot of girls, you guys. I had a unisex body, man. People, when you have a good body, it doesn't mean that you're gay. It doesn't mean you have homosexual tendencies. It just means that you could, like, when you see Arnold Schwarzenegger and Columbo and those guys back then, and now you see these other guys that now they're just ridiculously huge. It's like, you know, they're just, but that's what they want to do, and we'll see what they look like if they're even alive after all the stress they put their bodies for that instant ego of look at me. I mean, that's the only reason why you do that. That's why girls wear, top that are well rounded upstairs, man. They got them beautiful little boobies. Huh. And that's why you got the little itty bitty titty committee girls walking around saying, yeah, titty bitty, little itty bitty titty committee. I'd be like, guys walking around, little dicky penis committee. What? It's not the size, folks. It's how you work it. We won't get into that because this is not that talk show right now. I did a talk show, adult conversation and truth. Invited all kinds of people, but the ones that talk about me, I try to get them on if I can get a hold of them. But they don't want to come battle. They don't want to tell the truth. They want to and this is what I've learned, and this is what my final thing's going to be. Because when you look at the people here, I told them all right now, this is like, they don't even know. But they need to get out of politics. This guy here was the biggest bullshitter of them all, and he paid the heavy price. So he gave himself all this kind of money. He didn't take the fair election funds only because I didn't take it. And if you look at who signed up first, you can go and check that out. And when they saw the ones, and I don't care what anybody says, I already know the algorithms. It's up to them to be able to tell the truth. Yeah, I saw Giavanni do it, so I'm not going to do it. Or they'll say, yeah, I seen Giavanni did it. Or they'll say, oh, I never saw nothing. Go ask Andrew Luxon. That's going to come back and bite him bad. Here's Andy again, because he came out, I'm going to be the first GOP candidate. No, you're not, dude. I told you that from the beginning. I told you were done. And here I am again as a write-in candidate. You know why the write-in candidate is important? Is because that is the alternative to keeping you into the conversation. That's it. In the digital world. In the mortal world, you could already seen what happened. They shit all over me. And I don't care because it bounced off right on top of them, and you see it. This is my way of telling them, hey, congratulations, Mayor Rutt, Army veteran, owner of RG Maintenance, and they tried to pull it off like he was a Denver businessman. They weren't going to allow that, man. And he told his whole story how he worked hard in a library in Denver and boom, bought a business in Arvada. No, then you should have went to work in a library in Arvada. So his planning at that time, he knew he was never going to be mayor. He had no plans on running for mayor. So maybe something happened in his neighborhood where it sparked him. But when you start throwing kids up and you start using the kids, like, look at me, it's okay for 1 or 2 shots. But Pigford learned that. He had that baby, like he was carrying the baby in front of him, and his wife was, oh, he's the leader. Look at him and his kid. And I ain't beating up the kid. He didn't do it. Tony did, and he lost because of that. And because he didn't meet with me. So he thinks he was Mr. King Dog. Yeah, I went and talked to everybody in my fucking neighborhood, man. And I live in your neighborhood, Tony, and when I emailed you to talk to me, you said what? Fuck you. Now, the citizen said no. Fuck you, Pigford. Same with Ian Tafoya, Waterboy. Oh, I am the man who walked the walk. I had a bad lady who pretended to be a shaman. Why, I was a shaman with my hands out. I was going to levitate like Jesus Christ, but I didn't want them to see that. These guys, man, I know Tony Pigford, he ain't coming out for weeks because he thought he had it won. And the people in the neighborhoods, they put their little signs up. What, man? I don't put no signs in my yard, man. Nope. Because what that does, it tells the soldiers that are canvassing our neighborhoods who lives where and what. I mean, you got an address. You already know. And there's Andy again about telling them about the Spear Amendment and my fight to go take it to court. Why he bloviated. Artificial intelligence it'll send the information to the people that are on the hook, that are on the line, that haven't made up their mind. And then they just show them video. They just throw this content up. They don't have to click on it. Millennials and Z generations, they don't click on shit, man. It's the people that don't know that do all the clicking. Kelly J filed first required, what is he? I filed first. They didn't write shit about me. And see, I know who those guys were, and I know all the little ins and outs about the way these guys write. I analyzed them. Ben Marcus, tuna fish, man, fuck. All of them. Joe Rubino, hashtag RubinoJC. He doesn't even know what's coming, man. He can't see it's in the cloud. His career is over. Ben Marcus' career is over. Colorado Sun, fucking Joey Bunch. There's a new people coming, man. And I'm telling you, they got a lot of money. And they're going to take and turn City Beautiful from the city decay shit smelling, decay rotten streets we live on now with all the fucking people with their fucking yard signs telling us to slow down. 20's plenty on a 35-mile-an-hour zone. I mean, the person that put that sign got hit by a car, matter of fact. Isn't that funny? Going 10 miles an hour because he walked out in front of the car when he didn't see it was coming. I wish someone would do a story on that guy. He didn't get killed or nothing, but so all of this now, it's going to happen really fast, folks. We're going to clean up the internet once and for all. And how we do that is by people building content, not by talking bullshit like what all. Like this should be the city and county of Denver. Boom, when they do that, whew, but they can't do it until they get Denver.gov. So this is all smoke and mirrors. Facebook, city and county of Denver government. No, see how I said it? The city and county of Denver government. There, city and county of Denver government. No, because I can go write a story now on City, County, and Denver government. I can put a Facebook thing, which I'm going to do right now. That's what I'm doing now. So I'm trying to show people what's coming, and all their IT people that they're working with them are all outdated, and we know who they are. And it's funny because when I say we know, AI knows. I don't know. I'm not sitting at home and fucking, or in my office, I'm going to go and shadow these guys. I just set the pace. I set the code. I set the direction. I set the schematics. And then AI does the rest based off what the person's going to talk about, based off what the person's going about, based off what the people's hanging out with, based on what he's buying at the grocery store, based on where he goes and buys his gas, based on everybody in the contacts on their phone, in the contacts on their phone, in the contacts on their phones. That the first guy, the first host, isn't even on some of these people's cell phone. Well, why not? But these people know these people, but this guy's not on that phone. See? These are... Oh! I could show you people some shit that would just blow your fucking minds, but you're too scared. You like decay. There's no money in any type of When is the last time the United States or the city and county of Denver ever cured anything? No, it just gets same story, same thing. We all live in pulling our hair out. And the people that are shooters, they've had enough, man. And nobody, they tried talking, they tried doing whatever they had to do with local, but they didn't know how to vent. They didn't know how to create anything except death. And see, these are the things that the current ideology and the mindset of our current government in the city and county of Denver, this is how they survive. But it won't work on the World Wide Web. Not going to work. And so just know, buy Denver. See how it says buy Denver Police Department? It's not buy. Anybody can put buy. You don't know who that is. Anybody can do this. This should say the Denver Police Department, Facebook. Oh shit. That's what the city of Denver told me. Go get yourself Marcus Giavanni in the city and county of Denver. Okay, I did. Because they told me to. I did what they tell me. I do what my government tells me, except when they try to fuck me over. I don't care, man. Put me in jail. I don't give a fuck. I know where I'm going. The answer is, do you know where you're going? And so, all this spin, all this shit is about to come to a head. And when it gets flipped over, man, and you're gonna be, there's going to be more people. The people that have been promoting the tent people, those are going to be the new tenants moving in. And they don't know because it hits hard. They don't know because they've been bullshitting people for fucking a long time in Denver. And they don't know, but Andrew Luxon, the judge, Andrew Luxon, Mr. District Judge, Mr. Wonderful. I knew by the faces he was making and the way he talked, the way he wouldn't really look at me. I knew what kind of guy he was, man. And so he matches Judge Hood. He matches Karen Hubler. So Judge Hood ain't no innocent man. But we won't even get into that because that's the courts that they got to clean up their own judges. The people that know what kind of judges there are now and who they are and what they are, big businesses aren't going to be coming in and doing Denver because they know. So Republicans, independents, watch out with these people. Watch out. And Democrats, don't worry, they eat their people too. So when you go stand before them, they don't give a fuck. The fact that you're there, you're guilty. So that's how they look. That's how they look at things. The fact that you're there, you're guilty. It just depends on who's more guilty. The police, the prosecutor, or the defendant and the defense lawyer. But it's all here, man. Westward, man. They've created a lot of shit, a lot of doo-doo in this town, man. Patricia Calhoun, she's getting older. And the thing about getting older and what people don't understand, you see what they've done to dead people. Our Mayor Spear and city attorney, assistant city attorney Michelle Horn told the judge Luxon on February 6th, which they weren't even supposed to have court, because I got this paperwork later, because when they mail shit, I don't know if it sits on their desk for a week, but everything I get is always after the fact, and I don't even open them. I just leave it in there, because if I don't open it, I don't know what's inside of it. Doesn't mean I'm not privy to whatever's in there, because it came from the government. But I'm not opening it because it already came. And so if I opened it, then it means that I knew about it. And it could say, well, he opened it. No, I didn't open it well, he opened it. So we don't know when you opened it. So we're going to just take it that you opened it the day you got it. Even though you said this, we're going to say this. And that's what happened when Michelle Horn, attorney, and look at her background. She came out and said, when I asked the court about this experiment, we haven't enforced that law in years. The other thing she said too was funny about the amount of signatures, because I was telling, she's like, well, Your Honor, he knows how many signatures he needs to put in. How do I know? I put in 480. See, nothing makes sense with these people. Nothing. Yeah, well, how can I have three? But see, I'm not a defense lawyer, so it wasn't my job to cross-examine, to object, Because then I would have pretended to be an attorney, and I'm not. Far from it. I'm an investigator, but I'm not an attorney. That's why I asked the court to help me guide litigation to get to the bottom of it. Establish some investigators. Let's take a look at how they do this. But first, we need to know if the Spear Amendment really exists, Your Honor. We haven't enforced that law in years. I should have object, Your Honor. But this is why we're here in the first place. But that objection would have fallen mute because they were already going to do what they were already going to do. Just like the 5 pigeonholes that were sitting there for representing the Denver. I mean, they sent 5 people. One of them was Todd Davidson, the most worthless piece of junk mail man in the world, man. In my opinion. And if it hurts your feelings, I'm sorry. But he's a walk-in turd man. Okay? He farts when he walks and burps when he talks, man. And I've heard it. He doesn't know I heard it because he doesn't give me no nothing. Because when I was already in the court in Denver elections, he comes walking in. I looked right at him. He walked away and he farted. Like, yeah, you look like that, dude. So it's okay. And they can go look at the tapes and they'll see everything I said turned out right because I don't need to lie. I've never lied to a law enforcement officer, ever. In my whole fucking life, man. And they make it turn out like a... But see, I don't need to prove nothing to those scumbags. Because I'm still here saying, you. Hear me? This is what a real man does. True conviction. You can't take what's in my heart. Okay? You can't take that. City and County of Denver, City Attorney's Office. What happened to Christian Bronson? And then you got a Tipper. She's now the new. They're going to be plotting shit. Believe me, folks. I don't care. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. Because, okay, so they take it away from me because they can lie and do all that shit. But that is what this is designed for. See how far they'll go. Because they haven't learned shit. They're so far behind the 8 ball, they're about to get sucked into dark matter that they've never even fucking... I'm the only one that has the key to reverse all of it. But they got to do the right thing. And they ain't going to do the right thing. But Mike Johnston has the time to do the right thing. Yep. Here it is. Look at that. None. Here's the great city and county of Denver, even with all the stuff that I have written on here. See, I don't use Facebook because that's a bullshit. It's worse than Twitter, man. And Twitter hasn't changed. None. Okay? Because when Elon Musk got in there, he got told the truth. He's like, oh, shit, then this wouldn't work then. And he ain't going to tell everybody that honesty. He can unravel all the hidden text he wants, but let's see the books. Let me go in there. I'll find out everything I need now, and I'll report the truth about all these organizations. Because I know hardware. I know software. I know networks. That's a lot to know to go in and just say, give me your head IT guy, and let me walk through your system. See, I learned this from my dad. My dad was a reliability engineer. And I used to sit, he adopted 7 kids. He was from Brooklyn, New York, migrated to Arizona. He was a badass boxer, big dude, 6'3", 6'4". I say it like that because, see, when I knew him, he was like 6'3", but he shrunk. Yeah, when he died, he was like 6 foot. He lost 4 inches. I don't know how that's possible. I don't even know if it's possible. But they didn't tell me. He just looked like he was 6 foot in the coffin. And I don't know if they just shrunk his body down so he could fit, or did they have to make him an extra coffin? Because I know he couldn't sleep in a regular bed. He had to sleep in a California king-size bed. And back in the day, those were very, very expensive. But my dad's bed and my dad's chair and my dad's television and his Olympic slate pool table, Brunswick, that he paid $4,800 or $5,000 for in 1970 1974. Look how much money that was. So I didn't come from poor people, man. And then out backyard, when you opened up the room, the Arcadia doors to the backyard, we had a 20 by 40-foot swimming pool that my mom had backyard that could have won design backyard designs. I mean, my parents were very, very classy people, knew some very classy people. My mom was raised in Catalina Island. My grandpa Homer, just like Homer Simpson, man. He was first. Homer came out of someone's mind, but he acted like that. He always tried to make people laugh. He always pretended like he was just some dummy, and he was a tour bus operator, and his family, they were the caretakers for the Wrigley Bird Sanctuary. So up till 1979, maybe it was before that. I think it was like 74, maybe. I don't remember. The oil embargo. When the actual oil embargo hit, there was other things going on before that. So when you think about that, in 1999, gas was 98 cents a gallon. All those years that we had gasoline, we still have the same amount. They've been able to make it cheaper and cleaner than they did back in the day. And now it's more expensive. 23 years later? But these are the lifebloods of our economy around the world that are dictated by men. And what's going to happen is when the balance of AI, artificial intelligence, virtual machines, we're not even talking robots, okay? And this is the thing that the media don't understand, that I've been indexing a lot of them who come out and talk like they know AI. And see, as soon as they start talking, there's people that start, whoa, like Charles Williams Kane, the attorney on Fox News. I've heard him say some things about AI, and they got these experts on that just because Fox News calls them experts. Oh, okay, shit stirs. So I did my algorithm. I verified him because he's not true. He don't know dick. You know what a dick is? No, take your minds out of the gutter. I'm talking about, I didn't say penis. Detective. He don't know dick. Like when you know something, you're a detective and you can find the clues. Well, when he's a lawyer, lawyers have absolute authority over the internet in their metaverses. Absolute. Same goes with any licensed professional. If you have CPAs, but they won't outrank a lawyer because they know the law. Now, if it's a double CPA, they'll outrank a single lawyer that's just a lawyer. A lawyer that's a doctor and a CPA, and there's those two. Oh, these are just, I don't even think you can comprehend the kind of mind that is. That's a mind you want to save. Well, you want to figure out a way to keep it alive and work with it. You know what I mean? But we're close. We're really close. So anyways, excuse me, I got a cold. I've had this cold for a while. During the wintertime, I always get like this because I don't belong in a some people do. I know other people that have the same kind of DNA I have, and they don't have a problem at all. But I was a preemie baby. I weighed 2 pounds 3 ounces. But on my birth certificate, it doesn't say that because nobody would have adopted me, and so that's why they had to change everything about me. They gave me a simulated name. They gave me a simulated background with birth parents that are white. And I look at my birth certificate and I'm like, fuck, who is this dude, man? That's not those aren't my parents. Oh, but how could you say that? Like, oh, I got to go along with all the other adopted kids that had a beautiful, wonderful life. And I did. Oh, I had every materialistic side effect that you could imagine, folks. I got everything I wanted at Christmas time, everything. Birthday, everything. I took a lot of things from a lot of white people, and my parents knew it, and they just didn't know how to talk about it. And I was like, man, it's just, And this is coming from me. You know, everybody has life experiences different than everybody else's. Some people have a lot. Why? Because they do a lot. Some people have none. They go to school and they get shot by a drive-by shooting and die, getting shot in the head. Tony Berry, my friend, 1979, when I got expelled from high school for beating up a bully that terrorized the school. And they thought this guy was like 6 foot something. He was a big boy, man. They always tried to get him to play football, and he'd hang out with the jocks and other people, and he'd do his little stupid shit, like kids in wheelchairs with those poop bags strapped to their legs, and they try to hide it with blankets or other things, spinning them around, taking their glasses, throwing them up on top of the roof. Because we had open air at the time at my school. We had 4,000 students. Everybody thought it was so funny. Those kids were terrorized. So I'd go up and get like a monkey, man. I'd climb up them walls. I'd go right up on the roof. How the fuck you do that? Oh, I'm a monkey, remember? Oh, shit. Anyway, so it came down to my senior year, third month. And I babysitted the son of the varsity football team, basketball team. I had a babysitting job, a mowing lawn job. I had everything. I couldn't sit still, folks. That's what people don't understand. I don't. It's beyond ADHD chronic. I only sleep a couple hours, 5 hours at most. I take power naps through the day. That's one of the reasons. Sometimes I do, but I've been like that my whole life. When I need to shut down, when things start getting stressful, I just go lay down and I just meditate. Next thing I know, I'm asleep. Meditating to me is just closing my eyes and not thinking of nothing and concentrating on the tinnitus in my ear that's supposed to be wiping out my memory as I speak. My memory, I could use some little wiping out of my memories, man. I've seen and heard some trifling shit out of some really mean people since I was a kid. And I don't know why I'm put in situations to do, well, I know why, but I'm speaking as back then of why I was in situations and why when I report things, when they can't find the perpetrators, they try to flip it on me. That's because it's their sub biases. There's things that have been written about me from other people, and I don't even argue with it no more. I don't even, and that's what they want. And it's amazing because I grew up, all my uncles, 13 aunts and uncles, man. My dad came from, he was the baby of 13. They were all World War One and Two vets. My dad was born in 1931. So his dad was born in what? 1920. No, I think his dad was 1800 something. I mean, the Nelsons in New York is a big clan, man. Big clan. Irish, Roman Catholic. You see those Irish movies and all that? That's exactly how they are. I mean, I can tell you, I've never seen a group of white people throw down so much beer and whiskey and still get in their cars and drive home as if nothing was going. Like, wow. Wow. They can hold their liquor, folks. I can't. That's how my dad would always. He said I was an Irishman by proxy, and he was a Republican. My spiel is he was a Roman Catholic, Irish Roman Catholic Republican military man that was very generous. He believed in taking care of those that couldn't take care of themselves, but he would see through those that were faking it. Period. My sisters, like, one had asthma really bad, but I can tell you that white people did not treat Indians very well. And that's all I can say. I was part of the three little Indians, and that's what they called us. That used to piss my brother off. Oh. Anyways, folks, this is all about getting to know each other and where we're going and what we're doing. And so I write this stuff so that AI puts everything into perspective of where we are in the reality, in the real term, not the metaverse, Facebook, bullshit, Meta, because it didn't change his name. That's how you knew that they're all young minds, is because they should have done a change. So when you did Facebook, it went right to Meta. The whole count shut down. Boom. But he didn't do that. So because Meta is not the metaverse. And so people that have come out, and these are people that are hosts and that are especially on FCC regulated stations that are partnered with certain 501(c)(3)s, and they push their garbage and their things back and forth like in Denver. So what happened is Denver became a model. And so a group of developers are all gotten together anonymously to build this digital web to flush out the fucked up journalists and the fucked up entities behind them all, and the fucked up government officials and all their friends and all these things. And the best thing you got to do is realize that all you got to do is turn off your internet, and you're free from all of it. Just remember that. But you got to close all your accounts, and you have to do that. So Denver, City County of Denver, the City and County of Denver, they're going to have to oblige that denvergov.org, denver.gov. They're going to have to close denvergov.org, Denver Government Organization. See, it used to be colorado.gov, but they got read the Riot Act because their lawyers knew. So they changed to colorado.gov. And if you read the colorado.gov website, you couldn't do the things you do by having on that type of website. And so what happens is if you have you have a Denver Gov website, and then you keep your other one that wouldn't survive, and that's the one that brings you down because you're trying to double dip. You're trying to control something you have no control of. The City and County of Denver does not control the internet, and they got to fucking realize that. The United States government does not control the internet. Nobody does, not even China. With that said, they do control their own metaverses. Okay? And so if their metaverse is stronger and are capable through, just look at the digital currencies situation. Look at the currency. They're going to demonetize the United States dollar, just like they did other countries. And that's how we did it to Russia. We did it to, see, everything we did is coming back. See, and for me, I always think to myself, why am I the one doing this? I don't want to do this. But see, it's guys like me, pioneers like me, that realize that nobody really gives a fuck about what's going on. They really don't give a fuck about me. And they don't give a fuck about what city employees are doing to families in the Denver Health and Human Services. They don't give a fuck that their magistrate judges are fucking vindictive bitches, man. Oh, vindictive. When I saw Elizabeth Lay for the first time, I knew right then I was in trouble. I knew it, man. I knew it, but I won't get into how I knew, but I knew, and sure enough. And so what she do? She handed the ball off to Karen Hubler, the darling professor over at the Denver University that I slammed in one of the hearings, that made her look so fucking bad that she actually had to come out of the courtroom and threaten me. Okay? And I knew what kind of frustrated... Wow. That lady screamed of sexual frustration, people. Now, if you only knew, now you see, oh, how could he say that? He is so disgusting. Mind your own fucking business and look away. Turn it off. But when you're talking about sexually frustrated women hitting menopause, fuck, they're dangerous, man. They don't even know what they're doing. And most men don't even, like, you think of all the judges and all them keeping her there around when they all know. I've given them all the signs, and see, when I did it the best way I knew how. I submitted it to the court. Regardless of what happened, it's going to fit the narrative of what I've been explaining, and sure enough, man. So all these judges and all their shit, it's going to get down to a court system that's going to be totally digitalized, and we're not even going to need judges anymore. It's going to be done by artificial intelligence. And so this is what this next level of where we're going. And when you want to talk about robots, you're going to stand in front of a screen that looks like a McDonald's screen, and it's going to be an avatar judge. One you can't bullshit, one that has no emotions, and it cannot learn anything of its past or any of the past rulings or any of the people or nothing. It just does a quick digital fucking scan of a person using his, and that's how on that side been said. Do you know who heard that?